The last two games here of the 2014 season will feature Miami Central and Columbus. That's right, South Florida has had a team in every one of the big school state championship games. JT, he was with Central against Daytona Mainland. He'll be along to update and preview the Miami Central Armwood-Seffner game. These two teams have been meeting like every year for a state championship game, and Central has pretty much dominated the matchup. Central back for the 5th straight year, going for a 3rd straight state championship. Then at night, we'll have Columbus and the Blue Darters of Apopka. Apopka fell a year ago to South Dade. How will this matchup look? The Explorers going to Orlando for the first time in over 30 years. Here's our boy Blue with a look at this game.
Okay, Josh, this is a game that I've been waiting for 32 years. I probably will be the only guy, and this is dating myself, that was at the last time that Christopher Columbus went to state back in 1982. I happened to broadcast the game from Pensacola Woodham. It was 27 degrees. Our halftime guest was Charlie Pell. The quarterback was a Shula. The running back was a Highsmith, and Nick Bonacani's son was a linebacker. How about that? That's kind of dating myself, but this is a whole different era that Chris Merritt and his team has. This is a team that waited so long to get over that hump. They finally did last week. How good is Columbus playing right now? Well, I can tell you this. On offense, they do what they have to. They throw the ball very well. They run extremely well. They have so many great key parts. Now, they're going up against an Apopka team that's averaging 47 points a game over the last 3 weeks, and that includes against First Coast of Jacksonville, Bradenton Manatee, and Winter Garden West Orange, which was undefeated. This is going to be a tough assignment, but let's look at this, because I think that Columbus plays a very good defensive scheme. They don't do things that they don't have to do. They stay home. I think this will be a closer game than most people think. I think Apopka's still going to get their yards, they're going to get their points, but I also think Columbus can score. I definitely think this is going to be a lot closer. South Dade shut the door on them. I don't think Columbus can shut the door on Apopka, but I think this is going to be a very competitive game because of the coaching, and Columbus does have great coaching.
Thanks, Larry. State football championships, Class 6A state championship game. Central going for the 5th straight time. That's 5, one for every finger. 5 straight times, taking on Armwood, a team that they're very familiar with. This will be the rubber match, 3rd time that they're playing Armwood up there in Orlando. It's going to be a great game. The Rockets continue to find a way. We need a bouncy ball on that. Find a way. That's what Central does right now. Anthony Jones is playing out of his mind. He's making plays. He's doing it in the return game, as a ball carrier, in the Wildcat, and as a receiver. Anthony Jones, remember that name. Anthony Jones is doing some great things for the Rockets right now. He's playing some great football. And the defense is continuing to be lights out. They're shutting people out in the second half. Central is a second half team. So when they play Armwood, things may be a little sketchy early. People might get a little nervous. The Rockets may even be down. Second half, they seem to turn it on. I don't know what Coach Roland Smith says to those guys at halftime, but whatever it is, it works. So I'm going to go with the Rockets yet again. They go for 5, but they get the 4th ring. Rockets all the way. They defeat Armwood.
JT, Larry, thank you very much. It's been a great year here in South Florida for football. As always, hopefully, Dade County will represent on the 2nd day with Miami Central and the Explorers of Christopher Columbus. Highlights, as always, on SouthFloridaHighSchoolSports.com. Updates on Twitter. Follow us at SFHS Sports, and pictures on Instagram and Facebook, also at SFHS Sports. This has been another edition of the AutoNation Gridiron Report. Thank you for following our coverage all season long. Can't wait to bring you coverage of these games from Orlando.